So, good morning, dear students, youths, and my dear friends. In our live building classes today, we'll discuss one of the most important values called honesty. Honesty is chiefly connected or associated with transparency in money matters, money and wealth. But this is not the only thing. Definitely, along with that transparency regarding money, there must be honesty in our about our own capabilities and about our own faults we make, and also about our indebtedness to others. We must be honest in accepting and also uh, expressing our gratitude, okay, for people who help us in times of our needs. Now, honesty is something which we are always expecting from others, okay, to maintain just when they are entrusted with huge responsibility and huge public money, okay, for spending for just public work or just various government plans. Now, almost every one of us, we whenever we are traveling, whenever we are sitting just in a tea stall, we all the time blame our ministers, our government officials of misappropriating huge amount of money and or just misusing them or then using them for personal purposes for the needs of their family members, wives, husbands, or children, and the siblings, maybe cousins. So these kind of allegations are plenty in number, and it did not only begin in recent days when India gained independence from the very first government which we formed after election, that there were allegations of, you can say, just stealing the entire money and wealth, gold and almost 100 crore rupees of that INA government, Azad Hind government, by some powerful person in the government of India. And then there were charges against a minister of taking huge bribe. At that time, it was only 80 lakh though, but compared to its current value, it is a huge amount. And then there were charges of accepting bribes for purchasing some missiles or guns, helicopters. So in that way, there are allegations. There had been allegations, and it continued. But at individual, you can say, levels, as a citizen of this country, if we consider ourselves, our activities, we'll see that we are honest because we do not get the opportunity to steal. We do not get the opportunity to stash huge amount which was entrusted upon me to as a trustee, to use it for only public interest. Now, we it happens that when we are traveling in by train or government buses, so we do not actually collect the proper tickets for journey. Maybe with general ticket we are traveling in AC compartment, and make some kind of agreement with the TC on duty, and for minimum just gain of some 100 or 200 rupees, we may give some with thousands to the TC for just saving that amount. For when traveling by government bus, if the actual fare is 50, I have seen a person who was a chartered accountant, right, working in a very reputed firm, paying I think two-thirds of that amount or half the amount to the bus conductor of that government bus while we are traveling towards Sundarbans, and the conductor took that money. And the same person, when we are traveling, okay, just side by side, just on two seats, the man was actually just telling about a lot of just incidents where government officials or ministers were found just stealing, misappropriating government money. So this kind of dichotomy is there, double standard is there in public life by majority of our educated citizens, isn't it? They do a lot of compromises everywhere. So honesty is not tasted. So many people pass, they actually by honest people, okay, or people do not think they are dishonest, not because they are really honest, but the small amounts they all the time just keep aside the small amount which they really do not belong, which is public money or funds collected, right, for some social service work by any kind of charitable institution, organization, which they do, they do not come to the surface, or people do not take it seriously, isn't it? Those who are in the government or supporters of government, very recently it so happened that in a place in Gujarat, water tank which was actually constructed with 21 crore rupees, it just fell down. It just collapsed because of poor quality of materials used, collapsed, and the charge was against the government. So one highly knowledgeable supporter of the government, uh, he said that these kind of tribal things, that small amount of that money, okay, just misused, it cannot be blamed on the government or the person holding the highest post, while the same person is complaining, shouting, okay, crying foul when in a state run by another just political party in opposition, right? Opposition, in his house, some a few lakhs of rupees was found in the house of a minister. So they were blaming them of stealing government money or public money. And so this is a kind of double standard which we maintain everywhere. So when we ignore such kind of stealing, misappropriating government fund by the political party in power whom we support, we indirectly become a party to the same crime, isn't it? Because these kind of blind support does not allow India or our country to become a truly democracy or democratic country with democratic values of utmost transparency in public life. That is why we see the police officers or uh, even any kind of government officers, whether they are in the magistrate's office or whether they are in the court or whether they are public, we are people's representatives, right? They have their cars, they have their travel kind of passes which they either misuse, sometimes they sell it, right? And they use it for personal just purpose, right? One West Bengal MLA now, who has changed his party was found to use the MP's car, okay, to send his relatives or family members to an ashram where I had been staying for almost 12 years. At whose expense they are doing it. They are using that fuel. No, the driver, and even the government that vehicle, right? For such kind of activities. Now, some police officers or any kind of government officer at high post, they are using the government vehicle which were given to them for only doing government jobs, are not supposed to use them for their personal matters, for their family members. We find they are using it seamlessly, isn't it? As if showing it as a status, right? A kind of special privilege. So these are very much lamentable. This is why we are far away from just you can say realizing the dreams of our freedom fighters, right? Who sacrificed their life, who earned freedom with their heart's blood, isn't it? So, but this is happening rampantly, and we have become mere spectators. Then we have also people in ancient India like Chanakya, Kautilya, whom one great foreign, I think that pilgrim came to meet because he had learned about his just you can say superhuman qualities of running and just building a huge kingdom, you can say empire, with the help of almost a slave child, right, pauper child, Chandragupta Maurya, and the man of our center of discussion or attention is none other than Chanakya. And when that foreign traveler came to meet him in the evening, he suddenly just noticed that the oil lamp, which was actually burning at that time, it was blown off by Chanakya, and he just lighted another lamp. And being curious, when he asked the reason, Chanakya said the first one was the first lamp was burning at the oil given by the king, and the purpose was to do the state's work I was doing at that time. But when you came, just when he said, when you have come to meet me, it is my own personal reason, and that now in the evening the lamp just should be lit, and that is why the second lamp, whose oil is purchased with my own money, I have just lighted it. So that kind of transparency was maintained by such a powerful, unquestionable power and authority which Chanakya had, being such a personality. He used to maintain such kind of transparency. And then we have seen that there are people, there are people at high government posts, just those who, in spite of being the Prime Minister of India, his own mother also, that how much power and authority and also the perks he could enjoy. And once when his mother just wanted to meet her son, Lal Bahadur Shastri, the then Prime Minister, she was traveling in general compartment, just in train, and on being asked by the ticket collector, she said her son was working in Delhi and she wanted to meet, and her that son's name was Lal Bahadur. So they immediately understood that she was the mother of the then Prime Minister of India. We have seen it that aviation minister of the previous government used a chartered plane now for her daughter at public money, isn't it, with government money, and that person had immediately changed the side, right? Changed his party because he was accused of a lot of misuse of government money and power. So there are dishonest people working just under one government, and we have seen that they have just stashed so much public money that in order to save themselves from going to the jail, they change their party also. So the dishonesty at all levels they maintain. They don't have integrity of character also. Again, you see there we had a president, the first people's president of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Right, he was offered with a gift I think that by one manufacturer of one electronics goods, perhaps one micro oven, and in a function it was offered. APJ Abdul Kalam asked the cost of that article, and the representative, or you can say the salesman from that, or sales executive from that manufacturing company said it was a very less price, not that costly, because they have launched it for the first time in a market. They wanted it, okay, to be first used by the best president of India. But APJ Abdul Kalam, very, I think that calmly and quietly said that he could accept it only if they accept the money for it, and otherwise he would not. So they even were hesitant, but had to accept the check, right, issued. He asked his secretary, his personal assistant, to issue the check in favor of that company. But after 6 months or so, APJ Abdul Kalam checked his bank account, from which the against which the check was issued, and he found that the money was not actually cashed even at the time. And at this, he became very much perturbed and a little bit annoyed also. He immediately called that sales executive of that company and asked why did not they just yet encash that check. So at this, they said, the check is on a great honorable memory for them, and that is why they wanted it to keep with them. At this, Dr. Kalam said, so if you don't collect the money, then I have to send you back this gift. So eventually, just being compelled and finding no other way to actually get that opportunity to offer a gift to the president, they had to collect the cash. When APJ Abdul Kalam learned about it, only then he started using it. Again, we have talked much about using public you can say vehicle for personal matters and for family members, for relatives, right? Even when they are touring to some distant place, or okay, they are in the capital or to the working place. We have seen that wives of government servants, they are going to the shopping malls or to the I think that multiplex. They using the government vehicle. On the contrary, isn't it? We have seen APJ Abdul Kalam, almost 54 of his own family members and relatives from Tamil Nadu, from his workplace. They came to Delhi just for visiting the president's house, and also the seeing places in and around Delhi. The entire cost for their meals, no, for all the days they stayed, and the rent for the president's house or rooms they occupied in the president's house, and then the interfere for using that government vehicle, okay, for actually carrying them to different places were all paid by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Can you imagine in such a time when, from the very beginning of India's, you can say, independence rather, the forming of the first democratic government of India, stashing public money, bribe, donations, stealing public fund, or misusing public property in the name of using them, government property, in the name of using them from some public cause, or just giving that special privilege to the newspapers, to the editors, right? For newspaper, yes, for some personal benefit, right? By giving all government ads to that newspaper, all these things that have been and have been happening. Even then also, we have such kind of you can say towering personalities who themselves were embodiment of honesty, of transparency, and definitely Sir APJ Abdul Kalam was one of them. Swami Vivekananda did not use even a single penny from the money which he received for his own lectures, right? Given in different places of America and England, and also the money given by his followers, admirers, and disciples in England and America and Europe. He entirely just handed over the amount to Swami Brahmananda, the then president of Belur Math, Ramakrishna Math and Mission. And the next day, when he had to go to Kolkata from Belur to see his mother, he had to beg, right, for a few, you can say, rupees from a little amount of money from Swami Brahmananda. He had to just beg as a loan, right? And while in England also, his brother Mahendranath Datta just had gone there to study electricity, and it was Swami's wish that Mahendranath should study electricity, going against his own sweet will, because India needed engineers, technicians with such kind of technical knowledge, and especially in electricity. For the good of the country, he actually prompted, right, his brother even to accept a vocation going against his own will, though eventually he could not actually study electricity and spend much of time in reading literature, history, and all other books in London Museum of Philosophy. And as a traveler, he almost he came back to India almost on foot or on horseback, because Swami Vivekananda was judged by one of his admirers in England and patrons, maybe, of again misusing the money for charity for his brother's study and his stay in London, though it was completely, totally false. So we have that example of such kind of transparency in ancient India and in present India among our great Indian just this Indian characters, Indian personalities, right? Whether they are men of science or men of spirituality, they have exhibited it, or even some public servants. They had always been very much transparent. They had always been very much honest. Now, honesty we have to maintain about our own capabilities. We claim a lot of things about the successful works or achievements we do as a group, even as individuals, and then as a group, as an organization, and we take the just lion's share of the credit now on our own shoulders. And if there is any mistake, if there is anything wrong happened in performing some act, we now put the blame on the entire world, on my subordinates. This is a common practice by even the so-called great ones also, and we have to be very much honest in yes, confessing our own guilt when some mistake has been done in a group activity or in a joint venture. And we have to very much humbly acknowledge the contribution of others in my own success, which once was done by the greats like Einstein, that he could see that the success which he has achieved all through his life, and for building his own life and the values he has acquired, there are contributions of thousands of people. Maybe it is the grocer or the vegetable vendor, or maybe the domestic help who came to help him doing his work. So all the people, the farmers, anyway, his relatives, whoever are there, he was so much indebted that he had a lot of pain. And thinking how he could actually return the contributions of others, okay, for his becoming great, becoming successful in life. So that kind of honesty should be maintained, right? We have seen Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, when APJ Abdul Kalam and his team failed in launching the missile successfully, and then there was huge criticism from media, from opposition political parties. Even the government then was not that much entertained at this kind of failure. If Dr. Sarabhai came and just approached the press face to face. He himself came there and took all the blame on his own shoulders. But after that, when the team led by APJ Abdul Kalam got just success in launching the first missile of India very successfully. Then he actually sent APJ Abdul Kalam to meet the press and explain. In recent times, we have seen just during high voltage India, Pakistan, or some other cricket matches, when India just lost the match, we seen the vice captain coming forward and meeting the press. And the opposite thing also we have seen that when the team won, the vice captain or one major player of the team coming forward and just addressing the press, okay, that post match session, right? So these actually things reveal two different, you can say, different personalities, right? One is very much dishonest when he is putting the blame and just projecting or just sending others when he is in trouble, when the entire team is in trouble, when they have experienced very shameful defeat. But when you are they won, they are taking the credit. So this is not honesty. This is not true character. But what we saw in Dr. Vikram Bhai Sarabhai is the highest kind of not only great honesty but a kind of true leadership. Definitely, it is true that as a leader, if my team fails to produce okay the desired result, it was my carelessness, it was my short-sightedness that led to such failure, because at every point I was supposed to be very much alert. It is not that I have entrusted the duties or just delegated the duties to my subordinates. By doing this only, I have done my job. Never it should be. We have to be honest enough, right? That is why, if at any just any point of time during that course of one work, and there is some mistake. So this kind of honesty, that while there is problem, while there is mistake, the leader himself is coming forward and taking the accountability of that mistake. And when there is success, then just accepting, acknowledging the contribution of each and every member of the team, then only we see a truly honest, great leader in such kind of person. So when we are actually on the mission of building our own character and thus realizing the man making and character building idea of Swami Vivekananda, then we have to be very much honest in every matter. Just honesty about our claims, about our capabilities, also very much required, because these kind of you can say empty. It is a kind of claims or boasting about our capabilities. Just a strange people, okay, distance is people, those who are really genuine, those who are really honest, and that is why we find ourselves isolated even when we are actually trying to do some real good work for the good of the country or the people. So we have to be very genuinely sincere about remaining honest. So, thank you once again, and wish you all a very successful, truly accomplished life.